Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, are you tired of having several similar product listings in Amazon Seller Central? Imagine having a single organized listing that showcases all your variations such as size, color, and even flavor. That is the power of parent-child variations, and it can be a game changer for your Amazon business. But here's the thing, to make those variations, you need to use flat files. Now, flat files can be intimidating at first, but in this video, we're going to banish that confusion and show you a step-by-step process of exactly how to create parent-child variations. By the end, you'll be a pro at managing your inventory with clear and organized listings. So we're just about to jump into my screen. Make sure you stick around to the end where I'm going to show you a secret hack which is going to take your variation mastery to the next level. So grab a pen, paper, or even better, fire up Seller Central. It's time to unlock the power of parent-child variations and streamline your Amazon business. Right then guys, let's get into it. So first thing you need to do is log into your Seller Central account. Once you've logged in, you come to the little hamburger menu on the top left corner, go down to reports and then inventory reports. If you've got a new account, you might not have this report available, so you need to open a case with seller support and say, please can you enable the category listings report. That will then be available in this drop down box, which you simply select and press request report. As you can see, I've already done it, so you just press download. Now, just before we get into the category listing report, I just wanted to show you what a variation looks like in your inventory. So here we have one variation, a parent variation, and these are 3 child listings which aren't currently in a variation because they're being discontinued. To see what child variations are within the parent, you just simply click this little drop down box here, and that will open up the individual listings which are under that parent variation. If, for example, I wanted to change the variation theme for this listing, I would need to delete the parent listing, the parent variation first, wait about 10 to 15 minutes for that to clear off of your manage inventory, and then you can create a new variation. But before doing that, I highly recommend that you download the category listing report so the current variation is on that report. Then it makes it much easier to create the new variation, and I'll show you that in a second. So this is your category listing report. This has recently changed, so make sure when you are looking to do this that you always keep up to date with the latest templates. You can't, for example, save this template and then reuse it 6 months down the line because they're constantly changing it. So always make sure you download a fresh template each time to create variations. So where you actually do the work is under template, down at the bottom, the tab. So here is basically a list of all the products that are in the account at the moment, and you can see this bottom one is the current parent listing. What I like to do is just to press this little 2 button here, and that will open up all the columns so we can see exactly everything that's in the account. So as I was saying before, if you want to change the variation, the parent variation, you deleted it first, and then all you need to do is basically change this from partial update to update and just give it a new name. So say the old one was gift, I would just change this to gift 1, for example. And then when you scroll over to the variations section, we can make these a little bigger. You just change the parent SKU of this to gift 1, and so on. So that would then shift all those child variations. They would all move over to that new parent listing. Now you only need to do that if you want to change the variation theme. So at the moment we have style name. So say if you wanted to change it to color, for example, you change them all to color, including the parent, and give it that new SKU name. That would create a new parent variation. Most of the time you won't be deleting an old parent and creating a new parent. You'll just be creating a new variation from scratch. So to do that, what I like to do is take whichever listings that you want to add to a new variation. So say these three here that we have which aren't in a variation at the moment. So I'll take one of those, copy and paste it to a new line, and then you just remove the ID. So you're not giving it an ID here because it's a parent variation. So you would create a new SKU name for it. So say I'll just put coffee 1 as a new SKU, and then I wanted to have these. So this is a parent variation now, this new one, and then these three are the child variations. So these are listed under flavor. Parent and the child both have the same variation theme. This one you need to put variation. Have variation for them all, and then you would put that SKU in. So we put coffee 1. You would do that for them all. Now the important thing to remember is that if you are creating a variation theme for flavor or color, you must ensure that those attributes are then filled out in the specific column. So you find the flavor column here, for example, and make sure that that flavor is filled out, otherwise the variation won't work. So once you've added your variation details under the variation tab, the parent SKU in, you put the variation theme and you fill the variation theme details out. Have this as variation, have this as child, and then the same for the parent has to be matching. The listing that we copied to create that parent one, we don't necessarily want to keep all that retained information that we copied over. So we just change the title to whatever you want, coffee 1 parent. Remember that this parent listing isn't visible on the Amazon search page. It's only for the backend, so it doesn't matter what you call it. Remember to press update when you're creating something that's new. You don't want to use partial update. You need to leave the product ID and product ID type blank, even though it shows that it's red, which means normally it means a required field. You don't want to fill that in for a parent listing. Product name, you would remove and put in parent name, and then all things like this you can remove. The browse node, you just want to use whatever the browse node is for the child variations. Description as well you can remove. Images remove, and then even all these as well. So it basically just needs to be like a bare bones listing. And one of the most important things to do is you carry on scrolling across. These you need to, FC shelf life, you need to remove the fulfillment channel code. It's not Amazon EU because that will mark it as an FBA listing. You want to just leave that blank because it's a parent variation. As I say, all the rest of it you can remove. It will need a price in there. Just put your any price because it's not for sale, so it doesn't matter what price you put in there. I normally just use the price of the child variation. So once that's done, you save it, and then you come back to Seller Central and you go to the hamburger menu again, catalog, and add products via upload. So this is where you can upload your flat file to make any changes. So here you would just either drag or drop or browse files and then submit. Quite often that will come back with some errors. Don't be worried by that. You can keep submitting it as many times as you like. Just read what the errors are and follow their suggestions to fix them. So before I show you the secret hack, please make sure to subscribe to our channel, to tap that notification bell for future videos if you found this helpful. As you were creating your variation, perhaps there wasn't the option there under the variation theme that you needed to use. So this is the hack that I'm going to show you. Enables you to use any variation theme that you want. If you wanted to sell chocolate, for example, you wanted to sell have the variation as size name and style name, but that wasn't available. I'll show you how you can make that available. So come to download spreadsheet, download product spreadsheet, and then here just select the marketplaces that you want to focus on. So I'm just looking at the UK for now. So we want to sell chocolate, so we'll choose chocolate, and then we know that coffee had the style name and size name as an option, so we can use coffee for this example. So now we've selected coffee and chocolate and we generate that spreadsheet. You can open that spreadsheet, which is here. So now you can see when you select the product type under coffee and then you look under the variation theme, you can see here we have size and style as an option. Now if I change this to chocolate, we have style name as an option, but we don't have size and style name. So if you wanted to sell chocolate and have it split as a variation between size and style, so say if you have a 100-gram bar of chocolate and a 500-gram bar of chocolate, and then they're in different flavors, for example, or different packaging, then you'd want to have that variation option there. So if that's not automatically available, the first thing that you can do is you change it to coffee. You fill out your details with the SKU, the product ID and everything, which you can copy from the category listing report. You select the variation theme that you want, so size and style, and then you can change it back to chocolate before you submit it. So that variation theme is retained on the template, and you fill out the rest of the information, save that, and then submit it, and it will create the variation under the variation theme that you selected. So I hope you enjoyed that tip, and I hope you find it useful. Thanks so much for watching, and until the next one, take care.